Hey everybody, I just kind of finished putting together my new stereo system, and I thought I'd give everyone a rundown and kind of what it is since my last video with my Emotiva setup that I had. I think it was a great system, but it really brought me to the point where I'm like, oh, I really want to see what I can get out of a stereo system and make it sound better and kind of dig deeper into the hobby and this is kind of what I've ended up with. So I think right in the middle there, if you can see with the blue light, that at the core of my system is a Rogue Audio Spinx V3 Magnum. It's an integrated amp. It's a hybrid design, so it uses like 12 AU7 preamp tubes in the front, and it's paired with a solid state Class D power stage in the back. It kind of gives me the warmth and the organic tone of tubes with the control and speed of solid state. So right now I'm running, I think I got the Mullard CV4003 new old stock tubes in, which I got from Upscale Audio, in it right now. But I've been kind of rotating between them. I got the Genelex Gold Lions, and then I got what's the other the Bremer 40 the Bremer, I can't remember what those ones are, but Bremer tubes as well. Um, the speakers that you can see in there are the Tannoy Eaton Legacy speakers. They're not a small bookshelf speaker, but they are a bookshelf speaker, so I kind of wanted to stay with that, with the bookshelf speaker size, and that's because I upgraded my sub, so I want to do with that. But they're the kind of classic British monitors, with a dual concentric driver. So the tweeter sits right inside the woofer, and the sound kind of radiates from a single point. Imagine is kind of like it kind of gives really good imaging. I think it locks the dead center with the vocals. The instruments have space and depth around them, and it kind of gives that natural warmth and of an Eaton, and it kind of sound of both big and effortless with the amp. So it really fills in the space around the speakers. I would say it really, when you're listening to it, it sounds like, for me, it's like the singers are dead center, and then you kind of have the pieces kind of layered behind them. So whether it's in quartet or if it's a rock band, it gives a lot of separation. I really enjoy how they sound, and the best thing I think about them is that they're non-fatiguing. Like, I can listen to these at work when I'm working from home all day, and I can just kind of rip through music, and it's not even a problem. The highs are they're there, so that they're bright with a sparkle, but not the kind that would like kind of irritate. So they're rounded, right? Like, I wouldn't say they're very, very sharp, but they're rounded, but they give a really good detail, I guess, if that's how I'd say it. So you can hear it. It doesn't have that cutting sharpness, but it's sharp enough where you can definitely, distinguish it from like something that was really rounded. And I think also too, the tubes make a difference whenever I swap those out. When I'm rolling tubes, you can definitely play with how they sound. The bass foundation for this, like I said, I got a bookshelf because I wanted to use uh, a sub, and I had an old janky one from a pawn shop, and I swapped that out with a Rel T9X subwoofer, and it's integrated into the back of the Rogue Audio Sphinx there. It's super nice. The sub makes so much of a difference in the stereo, in the sound of the system. The speakers here go to 40 hertz and up to 30K, but for that low end, that Rel T9 is just awesome. It kind of took some time getting it into place, and you can't really see it just sitting there because it's tucked around here in the corner, because they're supposed to be corner loaded. It takes a while to get that thing corner loaded in the right spot and get the sound and the frequency right. But once you do, it's just perfect. It's so nice. It just blends seamlessly into the system. For the DAC, you can see it, which is, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's that small black thing in between the silver and the Rogue. That's a topping D70 Velvet DAC, which feeds the Rogue. I like it. It's smooth. It's detailed. It matches well with the tubes. The music is coming through this Pro Streamer, which I think keeps it simple and reliable. Right behind it is a Furman power conditioner, which cleans up the electricity feeding the system. You can see this with the speaker cable. I upgraded those. I got the Canair 4S11 cables and the MN Gold band connectors. They're heavy duty. I got them off of Amazon, and I tried a bunch of different speaker cables off of Amazon, and these ones are the best. I think they just sound perfect. You can see my cable management's horrible, and I got them ran all over the place. And when I bought these speaker cables, I didn't quite know where I was going to end up placing my speakers because I was like, I'm going to put them wherever they sound the best in the room. I don't care how it looks. And so I got extremely long cables, which, you pay more for it when you get the longer cables, but I just needed them because I wanted to make sure I could get them in the right spot. The cable management is atrocious. I understand that, but right now there's no bleeding. I don't have any hum or hiss or anything. Like right now it's on, it's not muted, and I don't know if you can hear any background hiss or anything, but it's black silent. So whatever's working, it's working right now. So it's good. This is, the speakers were expensive. The amp was expensive. The sub was expensive. The WIM and the DAC weren't that expensive. I do want to upgrade my DAC. I kind of want to try the Denafrips Pontus 15. I've heard such good reviews about that. But I've also kind of recently been reading up on this DAC it's made in France. It's called, well, boy, maybe I don't have it on here anymore. Was it the Total DAC D1? I think is what it's called, and they have a Core and a Unity and a couple other series, and it looks amazing. I mean, it's way out of the realm of I would call this like the blue collar hi-fi audio setup. It's really good, it's really nice, but it's in the world of hi-fi audio. I mean, there's connectors that cost 6 times the cost of this in total stereo system setup. But I think for what it is and the pieces and the components of it, it's greater than the sum of its parts. It sounds amazing. I can play something. I don't, from here, because I play all digital, but I don't know if it will really come across as well through the, over the microphone here, but I can let's play something that's at like the 44.1. This DAC goes all the way up to 192 hertz, but
old man calls from the lake. Dives upon the water. I put my hand over her, down in the lime tree arbor. When in the trees is a whispering low that I love her. She puts her hand over mine, down in the lime tree arbor.
So that's Nick Cave's Lime Tree Arbor. It's the Boatman call. It's a great album. But anyways, if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that I bought, want to talk about the cables or the DAC or the amp or the Pro or the sub or the Tannoy Eatons, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer it. Other than that, I just kind of want to show you where I ended up after the Emotiva setup. And the Emotiva setup, I'm going to say this in closing, and the Emotiva setup was good. It was okay. If you're considering, I think at the time I spent $1,000. I think it was like $1,400 I spent for the TA1 Plus, which is like a digital DAC, preamp, amp, all in one, and those bookshelf speakers. I would not use that money to buy that. I would use that money to go on the music room and find a set of quality speakers, or at least start with a good amp. And then if you want to use those speakers, go ahead. Because I was using this Rogue with the Emotiva V1 Pluses for a while, and that Rogue pulled so much more out of those speakers than that original TA1 could. It's unreal. They still sounded like the same speakers, but if you wanted to talk about driving further into the sound, like if I always feel like sound can be like an onion, right? It's layered, and a lot of the really rich deep tracks that have a lot of depth, you kind of pull back those layers and you can kind of find it. I think the TA1 would get you halfway there, but with the Emotiva, you would get really deep into it, but then you would really hit and hear the highlight of the end of those speakers capability, and then you'd understand how much further that amp has to go. And then so you're kind of stuck trying to find a set of speakers that would kind of meet that rogue sound that it has, and then get the meet the potential of both, because speakers are expensive and the amp's expensive. So once you start getting around $9,000 or $7,000 worth of equipment, you want them to work and integrate well. And I think this Rogue pulls almost everything out of these speakers that you can get. I do know I need a better DAC that would really highlight it, but yeah, definitely if you're considering that, buy an amp first, and then find some speakers that you can put along with it. I think you'll be well better served. But that's just my opinion, and it's by no means anywhere the final word on it all. And buy it how you want, buy what you like. It's totally up to you. But I'm super happy with this setup. Super happy with this setup. And so I just wanted to share. Well, I hope you guys all have a great day and a lovely rest of your summer as fall's fast approaching. And like I said, leave a comment if you guys want to talk about this or you want me to highlight more things in the system.